The search for stealthy passage has begun. Luke Skywalker, accompanied by Master and Sage Obi-Wan Kenobi, glides into the western entrance of Mos Eisley. On their speeder, these travelers carry precious cargo in the form of droids that have themselves been entrusted with secret plans for the Imperial superweapon, the Death Star. In Mos Eisley, mercenaries roam the streets, ready to provide help to anyone for the right price, as long as the Empire is not paying more. On their way to meet these mercenaries, Luke and Obi-Wan are immediately stopped by Stormtroopers. With the calm of a Jedi Master, Obi-Wan turns to the soldiers. These are not the droids you're looking for. There's a long, painful pause. Thoughts race through Luke's mind. Do we fight? Do we run? Or did this work? Find out for yourselves as we play this special Episode 4 game of Star Wars Miniatures. Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. What you see before you is the spaceport of Mos Eisley. Yes, our heroes have finally made their way into the city with their droids looking for safe passage. Now I've got some special homebrewed rules that I'm going to be using for this scenario, and we can run through those rules one at a time. The first rule involves what happens immediately when our heroes enter Mos Eisley and they are stopped by Stormtroopers. They are going to attempt to get through by having Obi-Wan Kenobi convince them that these are not the droids they're looking for. In order to determine the success or failure of this, we will roll on the fate chart from the Mythic Game Master emulator, and we will say this, that it is a likely chance that they will succeed. If they fail, however, there will be a battle between our heroes and these three Stormtroopers. The second rule involves how our heroes can find safe passage out of Mos Eisley. So they are looking for the contact that they will eventually get in the cantina. Now, in order to do that, they have to roam around the city and talk to different mercenaries. You see, the mercenaries here have these red discs underneath them. There are a total of 6 mercenaries placed throughout the city. Now, when they come in contact with a mercenary, they can try to get information from the mercenary, and then we will go ahead and give a roll on a d6 to see their success. Once our heroes have come into contact with the mercenaries, they will then roll a d6. If it is our first mercenary we have talked to, we will need to roll a 1 in order to succeed. If it is our second mercenary, we can roll a 1 or a 2. Third mercenary, a 1, 2, or 3, so on and so forth, until we get to our 6th mercenary, where we will automatically have a success. Were we to fail our roll to get information from the mercenary, we would then immediately need to roll another d6 to see if this mercenary is in fact an informant who is working for the Empire. And the way that we do this is we roll another d6 and we use the same target number that we use when we try to talk to the mercenary to get information. So for example, if this is the first mercenary that we are talking to, we would have needed a 1 to get information. Let's say we failed and we rolled a 2. We roll another d6. If we were to roll a 1, then this mercenary would actually be an informant and would leave us and go tell the Empire and set off the alarm. Once the alarm is set, the mercenary that is the traitor will be taken off the battlefield and no longer in play. And what happens then is all of the other mercenaries will then immediately join the side of Luke and Obi-Wan in the fight against the Stormtroopers that will be coming. The Stormtroopers that will be joining the battle then are 3 units. We have 1 heavy Stormtrooper, 2 other Stormtroopers. We will begin first with a group up here, setting them on the board edge. We will have a group over here joining from the western side. And finally, over here in the southeast, we will also have a group joining on this board edge. Were our heroes able to get information from the mercenaries, immediately the alarm would be sounded by the Empire and the Imperial Stormtroopers would join the battlefield in those positions that we had just showed you. And at this point then, Luke and the heroes will now have to take the information that they got and try to run over to the cantina entrance, which is over here on this building where we have the red arrow. Their job now is to sprint over there to make it to that door before the Empire overwhelms them. And once again, once we have a successful information pass between the mercenary and our heroes, all of the mercenaries will join the fight on the side of the rebels. They have no loyalty to the Empire. With all those rules explained now, let's go ahead and begin this scenario.
Halt! Where are you headed? And what are you doing with these droids?
These are not the droids you're looking for. There is a slight pause as the Sand Trooper looks Obi-Wan Kenobi up and down, staring over Luke Skywalker, looking once again at the droids. And let's go ahead now and make our fate roll. And here we see the fate chart we're going to be rolling on now. We said the probability of success for this move by Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be likely. So here you see we need to roll a 75 or below in order to succeed. If we roll a 76 or above, we will fail and there will be combat. So a huge roll on our D100 to see if they will have a success. Here we go. And it's a 22. Yes, they pass. These are not the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids we're looking for.
He may carry on with his business.
You may carry on with your business.
Move along now.
Move along. Move along.
With the success of that Jedi mind trick, our heroes are now able to enter the center of Mos Eisley. Ben, that was amazing. How did you do that? The power of the Jedi mind must not be underestimated. Come, Luke. We need to find some information. And be careful. For our first attempt to get information, we will go here right into the center to this mercenary. R2, C-3PO, stay with the speeder. Hello there, my Goldhal friend. Do you have any information for some weary travelers looking for safe passage?
It depends on how much you're willing to offer me.
Obi-Wan Kenobi slowly slips him several credits. And let's go ahead now and roll for our first information. Here we go now. On a roll of a 1, we successfully get the information that we need. And it is a 4. No, we fail.
Your question is a little bit outside of my area of knowledge.
And with that, the Gotal mercenary gives the credits back to Obi-Wan Kenobi. The next question, however, is this guy an informant for the Empire? We're going to roll again, once again, on a 1. He is an informant, so let's go ahead and roll that off. 6, no, he is not. So no information, but also no informant. So our heroes are still safe at this point. But at this point, what I want to do is throw a little bit of a twist into this story and ask the question, do these guys notice anything that is going on? Let's return back to the fate chart, and let's start with the probability of impossible. So on a roll of a 1 to a 4, they notice and begin to attack to sound the alarm. Otherwise, we will be able to continue on searching for more information. Let's go ahead and roll on the fate chart here and roll our dice, and it's a 3! Oh my gosh, it's a 3! I can't believe it. So these guys actually notice them going over here and talking to this mercenary, and immediately now they begin to sound the alarm and to attack. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative. Rebels with the red and the Empire with the blue. Here we go, and it'll be 19 to 12. The Rebels will begin. Wow, so I never imagined that this could happen, but here we are. And you see now everybody who is in the red. Immediately when the blasters start firing, all of these guys, these mercenaries, join the side of the rebels in the fight against the Empire. And let's go ahead and deploy our other stormtroopers. Okay, so before the rebels act, let's just show you the situation here. We've got guys running over here on this side. These guys are also turning around and going to be attacking up here in the corner. We've got another troop coming in. Down here on this side, we have got these 3 guys coming into the battlefield. Everybody in red now is joining the rebels, and our heroes are here stuck in the middle. Let's go ahead and take 2 activations for the rebels. First off, let's activate Luke Skywalker right here. We're going to run him over here and get him some cover. From in his position here, Luke Skywalker is going to take a shot off onto that lead Stormtrooper there, the heavy Stormtrooper. Hitting on a 9+ for 20 points of damage. And it's a 10, yes! Next off, let's activate Obi-Wan Kenobi here and sprint him up over here behind this building. Empire turn, let's activate these guys on the top, run them in here, and try to get some shots off. First Stormtrooper here taking a shot on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Actually, both of them are going to shoot at Obi-Wan Kenobi. 15 to hit, here we go. 20, natural 20, double damage. 20 points of damage, second guy. 18. Oh, he also connects. So 30 points of damage total, dropping Obi-Wan Kenobi down to 70. He is hurting. Next activation, this Black Sun Vigo over here sees what is going on, and he's going to run around here and take some shots off on one of those Stormtroopers. On second thought, he's going to be super vulnerable to these guys if he runs over here. So we're just going to have him run straight out, guns blazing. Firing off on the guy on the left with microvision, we have a +4, so we're hitting on a 6. 10, yes, 10 points of damage. Second activation over on the other side here. Let's activate this human soldier of fortune. Have him run out and fire as well. An 8+ will be enough to take that guy out. And it's a 3, he misses. Next up, back to the Empire. Let's have these two guys run up and take some shots off. Luke, smartly enough, is behind cover here, so they are not able to fire at him. Both of them will take shots at this Black Sun Vigo. We need 15s to hit. Here we go. First one. 2 is a miss. Second shot. 9. Both of them miss. Back to the Rebels with their mercenary help. The mercenaries do not like the Empire. Let's go over here to this Duras mercenary, and let's have him run around and see if he can take a shot off at those guys who just came in on the board edge. Shooting off from here over onto the heavy Stormtrooper in the lead. We need a 10+ to hit. That's a 4. It's a miss. Second activation, let's run over here to this guy right here. Let's run him up and see if he can get some shots off on that lead guy as well. Blaster for hire, shooting from here over to the lead guy, and we need a 12 to hit for 10 points of damage. 16, yes, dropping that lead Stormtrooper down to 10. Back to the Empire. Let's have our Sand Troop over here on the left move up, get some cover, and fire off on that same blaster for hire. And a clear line of sight. 8+ will be enough to kill him. 20 points of damage. 11, yes! Second activation, let's run our heavy Stormtrooper in. He can't shoot when he moves, so let's just run him in 12 and get him a good position for next turn. Rebel activation, and now we're going to do something incredibly brave with our droids. We've already talked to our Gopal mercenary here, so we're going to send R2-D2 first over here to this Black Sun Vigo and see if he can get some information. In the heat of battle, R2 is still able to communicate. On a 1 or 2, we get the information we need. 5, no! And no need to roll for the informant, the loyalty. We know that the Black Sun Vigo is fighting for the rebels. Not to be outdone by his counterpart, C-3PO is going to try something equally as brave. Okay, on a 1, 2, or 3, we get the information we need. 4, no! And the human soldier is also fighting on the side of the rebels, so we don't need to take a test for his loyalty. Back to the Empire. Let's go ahead and run those 2 Stormtroopers up and meet up with their heavy Stormtrooper captain. Back to the rebels. Let's have our Gopal mercenary in the middle there run and get some cover and fire. And when I say Gopal, I actually mean Gotal mercenary. Firing up here, hitting on a 9+. 7, no. Final rebel activation. Let's run over here to the side of the battlefield. And we're going to go ahead and activate this guy right here. He really won't be able to have a line of sight on anything, so he's going to play it cool and just move up and take some cover. All remaining activations go to the Empire, and the only ones who are able to activate and do anything are these 3 guys down here in the bottom. First, heavy Stormtrooper firing from here. He's not going to move over onto this Droids mercenary, and he has cover. Connecting on an 8+. 12 massive explosion as that Droids mercenary is blown to pieces. Final 2 Stormtroopers will just sprint on up and try to get closer into the battle. And that brings us to the end of round 1, and what a glorious chaos we have going on here. The alarm has been sounded, the Stormtroopers have run in, we have lost 2 of our mercenaries, we still don't have the information that we need to know where to go to get our safe passage. We have got our heroes over here all tied up. Obi-Wan Kenobi is seriously hurt. There's only 1 mercenary left that we can ask, and he will have the information we need because he is the last guy, but he's hiding over here behind these rocks. The rest of the people in the square are taken off. They are extremely scared by what is going on with all the blaster fire, and we have got more troops moving in. It's going to be an ugly, ugly fight here. Hopefully our droids will be able to get the information we need, and we can get out of here and save our skin before the Empire totally destroys all of our heroes. Let's go ahead and roll off for initiative. All right, Rebels with the red and the Empire with the blue. And it will be the Empire 7-6. All right, first off, we are going to have these 2 guys right here move up a little bit more into the center and take some shots off on Obi-Wan Kenobi. No cover for Obi-Wan Kenobi up here, so we are going to be hitting on 15s. 2 and 5 both miss. First activation for the Rebels. This is so important. We are going to run C-3PO over to our last mercenary to ask for help.
Hello, I am C-3PO, Human-Cyborg Relations, looking for information for safe passage.
Climb up the stairs on the building over to my side. There you will find a door. Enter the door into a cantina, and there you will find some pilots that are willing to help you.
Oh, I thank you very, very much for your help.
Having now received the information about the door that we see up to the right with the arrow, C-3PO is going to radio back to R2-D2 and let him know R2-D2 is going to tell his other compatriots that they need to move. Hearing this news, Luke is going to run around and get some cover. From his position here, he's going to fire over onto this lead Stormtrooper. 9+ to hit. 20! Natural 20! Yes! Back to the Empire. Let's go ahead and charge in our heavy Stormtroopers again. A little strategic positioning there for the next turn. Activating Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's going to charge in and attack. Hitting on a 2+. 4, yes! Next, let's take our human soldier of fortune. He has to turn where he is and fire if he can, and he can have a line of sight on that lead Stormtrooper. Firing over here. 8+ for the kill. 19, yes! 2 activations for the Empire. They're going to pile in on the Gotal mercenary. First off, Stormtrooper on the top hitting on a 10 plus for 10 points of damage. No, he misses. Sand Trooper from the south also attacking on a 10 plus for 20 points of damage. No, it's a 6. He misses as well. Mercenary coming back on the Sand Trooper, 9 plus. 4, he misses as well. Second activation, Black Sun Vigo over here is going to come and charge off this car and take some attacks off on that lead heavy Stormtrooper. Microvision, so hitting on a 6 plus because he's so close. 6 plus for 10 points of damage. Twin attack though. Yes, 17. One more attack. 2. Okay, so only 10 points of damage, dropping that lead guy down to 10. Next off, let's activate these two guys down here, and they should be able to get a line of sight over on Obi-Wan Kenobi. And indeed, they both have a line of sight on Obi-Wan Kenobi, so attacking each of them a shot, hitting on a 15. First shot. 19, yes, connects. Second shot. A 14, so one shot goes through 10 points of damage, dropping Obi-Wan down to 60 hit points. Final activation, our Quarren assassin, who is over there behind the rock with C-3PO, is going to look around C-3PO and take a shot off onto our heavy Stormtrooper. So firing a shot from here all the way across here onto this guy right here. Connecting on a 9 plus for the fatal wound. 14, yes! So end of round 2, and things are looking up for the Rebels. They have been doing a good job in picking off those Stormtroopers. However, things still look a little bit precarious for these guys. They still have to make a run over here to this door on the edge of the battlefield, and we still have some Stormtroopers who are going to give them some trouble when they try that. Let's go ahead now and roll off for initiative. Round 3 initiative, here we go. And it'll be 12-1, the Rebels will begin. Let's start by activating Obi-Wan Kenobi. He has melee attack only, so he can't do much up there. But let's run him into the middle of the battlefield and provide something of a shield for Luke Skywalker to begin to run. Following that, let's have Luke Skywalker now run behind Obi-Wan Kenobi to get some cover and take a shot off on the Stormtroopers. With Obi-Wan Kenobi now bravely shielding Luke with his body, let's have Luke take a shot off onto this Stormtrooper. Fatal wound on a 9 plus. 11! In response, the Empire is going to turn here with this heavy Stormtrooper, and he's going to fire off onto Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is huge now, hitting on a 13 for 30 points of damage. Here we go. 16! Oh my goodness! Obi-Wan Kenobi takes a massive blast as he's shielding Luke's body, dropping him down to 30 hit points. Second activation, let's have this Stormtrooper run over here, hop up onto this box, and also take a shot at Obi-Wan Kenobi. From here all the way over to here, we have a line of sight hitting on a 15. 3. Next activation with some cool ninja moves, our Black Sun Vigo is going to hop off of the speeder and take a shot off on the Sand Trooper. Hitting on a 6 plus because of microvision. 18, yes! Being inspired now, the Gotal mercenary is going to attack the other Stormtrooper above him. 9 plus for the kill. A natural 1. Oh no, it is a natural 1, so he is going to miss. Empire is going to come and attack again. This guy's going to run up here onto the box and also take a shot off on Obi-Wan Kenobi. So from this position over to Obi-Wan Kenobi, these are definitely the droids that they are looking for, and they know that now, so they are going after the leader. Hitting now on a 15. 12, it's a miss. Second activation, Stormtrooper in combat with the Gotal mercenary is going to attack him. 10 plus for 10 points of damage. It's a 6, miss. The Empire's numbers are dwindling before they get more reinforcements, so let's move all of our Rebel activations at this point, starting with R2-D2. C-3PO is also going to take off, getting up those stairs. Plenty of cover for C-3PO, now close to the door to the cantina, calling out to his friends to join him. Soldier of Fortune up here on the top is going to get some cover behind this dewback and fire off over onto this heavy Stormtrooper. +8 to hit will be enough to take him out. 9! Yes, that is a huge roll, a huge hit by that Soldier of Fortune. And finally, the assassin hiding right over here will have a line of sight all the way across the battlefield over onto the bottom of the Stormtroopers on that box. Hitting and killing on a 9. 20! Natural 20, double damage, doesn't matter. Strong shot, connects with the guy right in the helmet, taking him off, falling off the box. His friends are now disheartened. End of that round, and things are not looking good for the Empire. They have only 2 soldiers left. They're waiting for reinforcements to show up, but nothing is coming at this point. We've got a lot of mercenaries left. C-3PO has made his way up here to the entrance of the cantina, shouting for his friends to join him. Let's go ahead and do what might be our last initiative roll. And here we go. 3 to 5, the Empire will begin. This looks like this will be the Empire's last chance here. Let's begin by activating this guy on this box, and he's going to take one more shot at Obi-Wan Kenobi, needing a 15 to connect, but he could get a 20 and cause double damage. Obi-Wan Kenobi is extremely hurt at this point, so there is a possibility. Here we go, hitting on a 15 plus. 17! 10 points of damage, dropping Obi-Wan down to 20. Final activation for the Empire. This guy is going to break away from that combat in order to try and get a shot off on Obi-Wan Kenobi. When he does, this guy gets an attack of opportunity. This is huge, hitting this guy on a 9 as he runs away. The Gotal mercenary, 13! Yes, that is enough. 20 points of damage to take this guy out as he runs. He is never able to get a shot off on Obi-Wan Kenobi. And as our heroes run towards the cantina, that last Empire Stormtrooper is left alone to face down all of the other mercenaries who are angry at the way that they have been treated by the Empire. And with such mercenary fury, we don't need to have much imagination to know what happens. And with the Empire temporarily cleared from the streets, our heroes now are able to run over to the entrance to the cantina in order to try to find safe passage off of this godforsaken planet. And with a breath and his last ounce of energy, the wounded Obi-Wan Kenobi pushes the heavy door of the cantina inward as our group steps into the next phase of their adventure. Well, there you have it, folks, the conclusion of another exciting game of Star Wars miniatures in which we have been playing through Episode 4. Now, I was not at all prepared that the alarm would be sounded so quickly, and that just changed the whole dynamic of the game and made everything more urgent. But fortunately, our heroes were able to find the information they needed to get pointed in the right direction to the cantina in order now to be able to book safe passage off of Tatooine. We will save that, however, for a future Bat Rep. If you enjoy this kind of content, you want to see more of these games, please do subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I will continue to make Star Wars miniatures content for you in the future. And most importantly, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.